As a young teen, I was lured into the life. After a while, I lost view of who I once was. I couldn't see any other path to take other than the one my pimp was offering me. I was about to give up, but then out of nowhere, I was given light and a way out when I met Love146.
These aren't kids in some far-off land. This is happening to girls and boys right here, right now, in our own communities.
No one should have to know what it feels like to be bought and sold like a commodity.
Much less someone who is 12, 14, or 16 years old.
After a child's been repeatedly traumatized like this, they're in survival mode, and that's something to be honored. They have survived, and in some cases, it's a miracle.
But there's so much more to life than surviving. Being victimized is something that happened, but it's not who you are.
Surviving is something that you have done, but not who you are.
Our Survivor Care program is about figuring out who you are.
This program gives us someone to trust, especially if we have been in a life. There's no judgment. I can talk to her about anything, and if I need help, she's there.
We've been working with survivors of child trafficking for more than a decade.
Our safe homes in the Philippines have therapists, nurses, drivers, nutritionists, and tutors on staff.
In the US, we have all of these kinds of services already in our communities.
Because we paused and listened to survivors and service providers about what was really needed, we made a surprising discovery.
That the most innovative and effective thing we could do here was not build a safe home.
Instead of creating some place that works for us, we do whatever it takes to make things work for them in their communities.
Whether they are living with their families, in foster care, or in group homes, we meet youth where they are and provide wraparound care, journeying alongside them through various placements and services.
Which means at Love146, we go to parent-teacher conferences, help you find safe employment, help fill out paperwork so you can get victims' compensation money, and get on the phone with your parents to explain the difference between normal teen rebellion and PTSD.
The first thing we tell them is we don't close a case. That makes a huge difference.
We knew we had to keep our caseload small so that we could really be there for anything, anytime, anywhere.
Without her, I would have kept running away from my group home. She's someone I can talk to when I have feelings or wanted to do something risky.
The reputation and credibility of our program has earned us multi-year federal funding and funding from the Connecticut Department of Children and Families.
This is allowing us to quadruple the number of kids that we can care for.
We hear feedback from youth and see results in their lives. But this funding is also recognition that what we are doing is working and needed.
This government funding covers about 80% of the cost of the program, which is truly remarkable. But the remaining 20% we need to raise from private donors.
That's more than we've ever raised before for this program.
But it's those private donors that allow us to blow past red tape and do what governments and systems really can't do.
Here in the US, we don't have a safe home with bricks that donors can put their names on. Instead, we have lawyer visits, rounds of mini golf, tears in the front seat of a car, and trips for dessert at Friendly's.
Blood, sweat, and tears, but not a building.
And let me tell the truth, that's harder to fund.
But some amazing people made it possible in the first place. And we believe that more will come forward.
People who step up and say, all I really care about is that this works, and that this is what a child who's been trafficked and exploited actually needs and deserves.
Today, I'm proud to say that I've gotten myself off the streets and I have a job. Who would have thought my whole life would change when someone told me that I'm more than just a body? Love146 had faith in me. I would never have found myself if Love146 wasn't a part of my life.